Hey, it's Miss Lady T. Sorry I'm in the dark out here. First of all, let me show you this. This is cool. That's the moon. That's the moon, y'all. Isn't that the coolest thing you ever seen? Anyway, I just woke up from a dream. Confirmation. Sorry, I look a little rough. Been under the weather a little bit. It was the handshake. Remember I told you about the handshake? Confirmation. Yeah, well, they got me not well, so they figure that one. Let me learn that one, huh? Anyway, I'm sitting out here earlier today. I had to do laundry today, so I did my laundry, work clothes and whatnot. And I noticed one of my neighbors, the washing machine was sitting on the driveway. An hour or two passed, and the husband had got a new washer, and the washer was sitting on the curb. And it's like no matter what you do, some people, you can wash and try to, if you don't have your heart in it, and you're still doing evil shit and evil crap, there's no amount of soap in the world that's going to cleanse your soul. And I'm sorry if I'm talking a little weird, but I just woke up from just a dream, and I feel like I'm like still half in my dream state. But in my dream state, I was at a house that I grew up in. I just wanted to throw that in there about the washer. It was weird. But I noticed too after that, I kept getting stared down today too. It was weird. Just really stared down. I turned to cinders. But I noticed after this happened with this washer, it wasn't my washer, thank God. Pray over mine every time I do laundry. Pray over everything after I do anything. I mean, information. The tree's coming in too. Couple. Yeah, I was getting stared down and stuff, and all of a sudden after that happened, they were gone. Back out of town again. Camper's gone. We had a big camper. Nice camper. I didn't see anything foul, just observations. And I do believe there's a lunar eclipse tonight, so just putting that out there. But in my dream, I was in this house I grew up in. I guess I was thinking it was 17 years, but it wasn't, because I was 5 when they moved me in this house. And it was my parents or whatever, my parents. That I was always raised to believe was my parents. I was 5 when they moved. It's funny, I remember my old house, which is over here, which the guy who sold my car back in the day, not the car I have now, he lives in that house. I remember that house, but I never remember moving. I don't remember the blizzard of 78, which I was in the house they had built. Anyway, in this dream, I was in this house that I grew up in most of my life. And it was dark. There was no lights. The only light there was like from a television screen. Couldn't see the TV, it was just a glow. I'm not sure what the glow was. Maybe it was angels. But my little dog Diesel, he was a min pin. And his name was Diesel, and I come out here earlier when I first had this dream. It was about an hour ago. And across the street, there's this big Diesel truck. And I'm like, oh, it's Diesel, my little dog. There's a bug on my screen now. High voltage maintenance. They've come down my house about 4 times. Cops of the light. Somebody had like a lift light in their window. It was white though, it wasn't purple. I'm sorry, keep up, because I get these and they're quick. But in this house was dark. And it's like it is now. On my porch. Pretty wild. Donahue ladder. The name on the back. My name on this truck. Getting hot now. In this house, tri-level. It's 3 parts. Living room is in the middle. Bedrooms are upstairs. Basement downstairs. All finished. But downstairs, below, there was this box made of all this junk. There was couches in this box. There was cords, old lamps, tables, all to box something or someone in. And my dog was in my dream. And in my dream, he was carrying off stuff. He was carrying stuff away from this box. So I think animals that go on to past lives, I think they do help you in the spiritual realm. I know they help you in the spiritual realm. I know they do. But there was cords and everything, and I was chasing him around. I was following him, and it was like he was carrying off stuff. But it was like I was trying to get him in a box, like they've been trying to get you in a box that you can't escape out of. And times you're trying to, I'm moving, there was couches, everything that was in this box, making this box up to box someone or something in. I believe it was the collective, us. So we can't get out, and we're stuck in this box of illusion and bullshit. And I do apologize for my language. Not necessary, but it's intense. It's a dream. And things were wrapping around my legs like cords. And at my job, you have to be ambulance. Ambulance came by, the fire truck came by, car 54, where are you? It was a 54 in the fire truck. Anyway, I like doing readings out here because a lot of things universe shows you. This moon, check it out. It's pretty wild. But at work, there's plastic they wrap around the skids. And if you don't be careful, you will trip, and they do wrap around your ankles. You'll trip on them if you don't be careful, so you have to be careful. So, and I put my work into this because as my dream went on, you know, all these cords and lamps and couches, I was trying to move out of the way. And I would get tangled, but I always broke free. And then all of a sudden I was upstairs, and there was this picture in the living room upstairs in the basement. And there was this like UV light, a black light underneath. And a department that I work next to in my job, some of the people were standing in the corner. It's like, hey, we tried to fix that light, we couldn't get it fixed. And I was like, I'll fix it. So I climbed up on the couch, and there was a bug again. I was trying to fix the light. I couldn't fix it. And that kind of signifies us being children of the light, trying to fix people of the dark. Some people you can't fix. But it was a UV light, because I'd seen it on TV a day before, talking about HVAC people. They use this like infrared light, this glowing light, and they put it in your furnace or your whatever, and it burns off like mold and bacteria and stuff that collects. Like when it runs, water drips off and stuff. And this UV light's supposed to kill bacteria and stuff that could be harmful, that could go through your air ducts and stuff. But in my dream, this light I couldn't fix. It was underneath this picture of me and my mother. I always been brought up to believe it was my mother. And it was just me as a child, maybe 3 years old, maybe 4. And I was sitting on her lap. She had her hair done up in this beehive, and I was just, there's no connection. There was never a love connection there. Never can understand that, but there's never a connection there. But this light that I was trying to fix was underneath this picture. And people from my work, there was lots of people in different corners of this house that I grew up in. And mind you, this house was all dark. And there was just a glow enough to see what was going on, but that was it. Maybe the glow was coming from you. Me. You know, I don't know. I tried to fix the light. I couldn't. And then other people come up to me. A woman was trying to kiss me in this dream. And mind you, I don't go that route. I'm very, you know, not that way. Not speaking against people who are. And I was trying to get out of this house. And I was trying to close the door. And this woman come up. And she was trying to kiss me. And I'm like, no. You know, and I was trying to close the door on her. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta get out. She's like, no, come back. I was like, no. And that's how my dream ended, and I woke up. And here I am on my porch. Just a random series of events that happened just now and in my dream and outside here that I had to get on and talk about. That no matter what this world does to try to box you in, to try to get you tangled up in, to try to slow you down on your spiritual journey, be stronger than what it is. Realize the illusions and the games they play. Try your best not to react as much as possible. And sometimes it's hard to do, because this world can really get a grip on you. It really can. But get out of the box. And I know I've talked about the box before. And no matter what they try to tell you, and sometimes you try to fix these people. You stay behind to try to fix these people. And sometimes they can't be fixed. And at that point, you gotta walk away from these people. And these people might be your neighbors. They might be your family. They might be your kids. But you can only do so much, and you can't drag yourself down to try to save everybody. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. But just be good to people. Be as good as you can and save as many people as you can. But not everybody wants to be saved. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Anyway, Miss Lady T, like, share, subscribe. Bye.